Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I am excited yet again because my next extraordinary guest is a seasoned corporate professional turned spiritual seeker with over 40 years of experience in personal development, self-empowerment, wow, and spirituality. As the author of The Game of Life and contributing author of Success Matters, she is dedicated to helping individuals question their beliefs and discover their true power and a whole lot more. But without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Kathleen Acker, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. How are you doing today, Kathleen?
I am doing great, thank you. And
Yes,
I'm so thrilled to be here, honestly.
absolutely. And I am too as well. I just want to say that I believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend even a moment of your time here in the history of your timeline on Enlightened Empowered Evolved with me, I just want to extend my most sincerest gratitude and say thank you once again. Thank you very much, Kathleen.
Well, thank you as well. And thank you for your time.
Yes, yes. So let's get right into it.
Mhm.
Can you give us a little, just a little insight on you being a corporate professional? Do you want to touch on that or?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So I started in the corporate world and worked my way up. I don't know if you remember TWA, but I had first class status because I flew a
Yes,
lot.
TWA, the airline. Yes.
Yeah, and I found myself, I have a postgraduate paralegal certification. And so I found myself always evolving and working in different areas of corporate. But then I started doing contracts and I realized that contracts are the, everything's a contract, every conversation, every email. You have spiritual contracts, you
Mm,
have,
right.
just conversation contracts, everything's a contract. So I became a specialist in contracts and I have negotiated globally on contracts, both in pharma, supply chain, manufacturing. So I have,
Wow.
and real estate. So I have a wide variety of experience on that level.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And so, yes. So was that real part of your passion to get into corporate and to do that, or you just kind of went it kind of just thrown
No,
on you?
I think that I think in divine, I believe in divine power, and it
Right.
was just always thrown in my lap. I was going to go into nursing, so I have the chemistry biology background, and it
Right.
was like everything was like, nope, nope, nope.
Oh,
And this
okay.
just fell into my lap. And every job, I never really had to apply.
Right.
Jobs would reach out to me, and this is
Right.
before the internet. I would get
Oh,
calls, and I'd
wow.
be like, oh my god. So
No,
it was
no
divine power.
headhunter needed.
Well, I had one.
Yeah, yeah. You had the ultimate divine headhunter.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Amazing. So yes, that's absolutely amazing. And now you have over 40 years experience in personal development, self-empowerment, and spirituality. You can separate those or put them together, but just give us a little insight and framework in regard to your 40 years experience in these fields.
Yeah. So, in high school, I started reading Zig Ziglar and
Oh,
Og
Zig Ziglar.
Mandino.
Yes.
I'm
Right.
aging myself. And so it, of course, Tony Robbins. I mean, that's got to be in the mix there,
Mm-hmm.
And I just was always, searching and it's self-learning. And I always had a thirst for it because there was this strong faith inside of me and I wanted to know it more. So it wasn't just about knowing the Bible. I was raised Catholic, so we didn't really, I mean, most Catholics will tell you we don't know the Bible like others. But I had this thirst of knowing. I wanted to know the hidden in the plain sight. I wanted to know the truth. And my dad had always taught me since a young girl, always be an honor, do no harm, everyone's equal, and to seek truth in everything, and look for the hidden in plain sight, because that's the game.
Wow. Just by those that he shared with you and enlightened you with, I can already tell a very wise, noble man.
He was. Thank you.
Yes, yes. That's absolutely amazing. So, growing up with a religious background, what steered you into going into personal and self-development? I know you've always been curious about things, but what really like just sort of how'd you evolve into spirituality versus religious?
It's a combination, really,
Okay.
because when I went into, I found myself, like life does, it throws you your curveballs, and those are like, oh, we're gonna help you evolve.
Absolutely,
We're gonna
absolutely.
help you transform, evolve, and enlighten you. So we're gonna throw you a curveball.
Okay.
And so I found myself in a abusive situation. And during that time, I lost my dad and my brother, my nana, my aunt, a friend. It was all within 3 years. And I, you know, I, my voice was suppressed, and I was broken in my spirit, in my heart, in my mind, and in my body.
Mm,
And, I felt suffocated. And like, all of a sudden, there was that deciding moment when you're at your darkest, because darkness is the absence of light.
mm,
Is
right,
what I think, or what I resonates with me.
right.
And so in that, your light never goes out.
Mm,
And it's that choice in that moment of time when you like find it, and you start to ignite it, how
right.
you blow on a flame and it ignites a little bit more and a little bit more. And I
Absolutely.
found the strength to remove myself, with grace and forgiveness from that situation. And in doing so, I found my voice. And then, which led me to, help others and volunteer, for other abused women. And then my brother was in hospice, so I was a volunteer for hospice as well. It was just helping me evolve and transform, doing the
Wow.
corporate and the spiritual, and finding the balance of both, because I am overly logical. Like, I get legal, and then spiritual. And then it was always where's the balance? And I realized that the lady that holds the lady of justice, that holds the weight,
Right.
and she's blinded. And I was always like, that's a hidden in plain sight.
Mm,
And I
yes.
and I searched for that, and I found it a couple of years ago, the
Wow.
answer. What I think is the answer. And it's in the Declaration of Independence. It's in
Mm,
the state constitutions. And that's superior law, is the laws of nature, and nature's God.
mm,
And
wow.
so that it just kind of was, I found myself again 4 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago, in a situation that I felt that same feeling again, that I was suppressed and that I didn't have a voice. And everyone around me didn't have a voice, and they didn't know how to speak up. And we lived in fear again. And I was like, gosh, I know this feeling. Life repeats itself. It has
Right.
patterns.
Cycles.
And
Yes. Yes.
yeah, the cycles, you got to
Right.
learn them.
Yes.
You got to learn your patterns, so that you always know that, it's creating a new baseline.
Mm,
And so every time you go through it, just like an athlete, you don't run the 10 miles day one, you
right.
build up to it. And so all these challenges in our life help us to create that baseline to transform and evolve.
Mm,
And so
I agree.
a couple of years ago, what was going on, um, I I came to a moment where I'm not very good at obeying.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yes.
I can be an honor and do no harm
Yes.
and treat everyone equal.
Right. But the
But when someone
obeying
doesn't
part
want
you
to treat,
struggle with.
yeah, I'm not very good at that.
Yes.
And
No, I
so
I I feel you.
Yeah, and it was the hidden in plain sight
Right.
because being in legal and knowing legal, I always knew something was wrong. I always knew something, the Lady Justice was blind to what? And blind to the truth. And the
Right.
truth is, in the Declaration of Independence, it says laws of nature and nature's God.
Mm,
And then if you go to the state constitutions, at least the ones that I've looked at, the preamble is tells you the basis of a contract. It's
right.
the first paragraph, and that says Almighty God.
Mm,
And so it's like that superior law. And so what I'm finding is when you apply God's law, the attorneys
right.
can't speak. It silenced them.
Ooh, wow.
And I had I had a moment where, in the midst of crying because it was like, you shall obey, you shall obey, it was really loud.
Yes, yes.
All this chatter over here, obey, obey, it was all over the media. Everybody's telling me to obey. I'm like, I just can't do it. And so and I was a single mom. I
Right,
was living paycheck to paycheck like everybody.
right.
And I also knew if I did, I felt like I was giving up freedom for my sons. And
Mm,
that's not a hill I'm going to die on. That's a hill I'm going to conquer and stand on. And
wow.
so in the midst of my tears, it was a hot day. It was August 4th, and all of a sudden a breeze came and my wind chimes started singing. And it was like, go inside, don't listen to the obey, and write. And I've always been an automatic writer.
Mm,
And I wrote using what I call the laws of nature and nature's God. I
mm,
use superior law. And I was putting in Bible quotes that I don't know. Like I
right.
just knew them all of a
Yeah.
sudden. I put
Yes.
things in there that I didn't even know. Like one of the things was, I shall continue to work as agreed without retaliation. And I did
Mm,
not know that the one reason they couldn't fire me was because of retaliation.
wow.
So, I
Wow.
mean, that's divine guidance. That's the spirit.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You were, in my perspective, a conduit. And if we all can allow ourselves to be conduits of divine intervention. So that's exactly what happened to you. You were tapped in and you were receiving information. Yes. Yes.
And
That doesn't shock me, but at the same time, it excites me.
yeah, it is
Right.
exciting. It's also very like afterwards you get really like I would get not anybody, but I would shake,
Mm,
because it was
right.
like so I was like, I don't even know what I just wrote, but I know it's powerful.
Right. Yes. Yes. And you felt it in your soul, in your spirit. So yes, you're following your own intuition, your own divine guidance. And that's amazing. And one thing I wanted to say, well, a few things, but just right now, while it's on the tip of my tongue, is that it's always amazing how we go through uh, what seems like this, you know, tremendous adversity that shakes us up and wakes us up if we allow it, because it can drive us deeper into depression or whatever, and we can go through that, you know. But the story that some of the testimony that you just revealed to us, it's just further affirming that you start to get to where you feel helpless, and then you that drives you to become empowered, and that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, and it's learning
And it's
how like I had a friend, Danny, and he used to say you fall and
right.
you dust yourself off and you get up and you move forward. And each time, like the runner, each time you do that, you're building more resistance and more
Right.
tenacity. I love the word tenacity right now. But
Yes.
you build that, and you create a new baseline and a new vibrational frequency within yourself because
Mm.
you reach courage over and over and over again. It's not a one and done, this process.
Right,
It's
right,
not like, oh,
right.
I did it. I'm good.
Yes,
No,
it's not a final process. It's a process, that the key word process, which means it's continuous process. Yes, it's not a finish line. And I think in my perspective, it's who you becoming while you're going when you go through the ups, the downs, the cycles, as you mentioned earlier. amazing. It develops you and continues to cultivate you to be this extraordinary person if you allow it to do so. And I am so thankful that I am witnessing over and over, you know, these triumphant stories, and over and over I'm just being made aware of just how powerful we are, and if we connect and just get out of our own way, and how extraordinary everyone is. It's just amazing.
Well, you're a blessing because you're giving people the voice and the to hear their story and to help others. And that's how we flip the game. You know,
Right.
we change the game
I like
by
that. I like how you said that. That's how we flip the
game
game.
of life.
Wow, that just, yeah, that zap that, yeah, I felt that when you said that. Yes. Go ahead. I apologize for interrupting you.
No, you didn't. No, that's just you're truly a blessing because
Thank you.
you're giving y- different people. They're going to resonate. People are going to resonate with different people,
Right.
and it's the platform that you're giving us is to help reach so many people because as we raise the vibration frequency, it's a collective consciousness of us all.
Yes. I like the way you orchestrated, you put that together. Very prolific, poetic, just that right there, what you just said. And that aligns with my intentions, and what I know now is my purpose in life. It's just meeting people from around the world, and and being in sort of like a classroom, so to speak, as I have these amazing, enlightening conversations, because I'm learning as well, and I'm engaging, and as you said, I'm sharing this, and it just it's a unparalleled feeling that it gives me to be able to do this. Um, and I'm just so grateful. Like you said, you're grateful for being here with me. I wouldn't be able to do this without extraordinary souls like you that want to, you know, engage with me, and it's amazing. And I also know now that I attract people into my experience as well as they attract me. And it's amazing. In the frequency that I'm giving off, that's what I'm attracting. And that's makes me smile. Not saying I don't go through, you know, um, different moods and different, things, because I do, but I'm becoming better and better at flowing, and better equipped to navigate through whatever adversities that I encounter, and know that just knowing that everything happens for me, not to me.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
And learning that life
Right.
happens for us, not to
Right.
us, is
Right.
huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you give people that voice that's been suffocated for so long. I mean, so
Right.
many of us have been told to like sit down and not have a table at the seat and be quiet and
Right.
hushed and suppressed.
Right.
And the times have changed and it's finding that. And you are putting out that vibration. I mean,
Right.
isn't that fun? That's the fun part of the game of life.
Right.
That's why
Right.
I wrote the book, The Game of Life. It's kind of like the 101. And it's the fun part, it's
Right.
like, and people are like, oh, I don't like to play games. And I'm like, life is a game. And
Life
that's
is a
when you can
game.
have fun. When you can see life differently, that's when you can control it and start having fun.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you can attract those people.
Wow. You just amazing, Kathleen. And you just reminded me of an author, philosopher, um, Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of
Yes.
Life and How to Play it. Yes, life is a game.
Yeah.
And I love that book.
And like that book doesn't even have a cover. I've read it so many times the cover
Yeah.
came off.
Oh yeah. Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine came off. I even taped it. Yeah, it fell
Yeah.
off. So no, you don't need the cover,
Oh, you know.
Yeah, it has like this drawing of Florence Scovel Shin on there. And yeah, but the
Mhm.
book is absolutely amazing. But she knew back then life is a game.
It is a game.
Right.
And that's what I guess always resonated with me. Um, and then if I could tell one story about my dad that
Sure.
really has carried me through life. And we were at the St. Louis Zoo. I live in the St. Louis area. And we were at the St. Louis Zoo, and this is back now. The elephants have a larger area, but back then they had a smaller area, and they had the elephant, and he had a chain on his. I don't know if you call it a hoof or you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but and he was just rocking back and forth, and the chain was just the
Right.
chain was there. It was only on one leg, and my dad was a big man. He was like 6'3", big guy, and I'm maybe second grade. I can't remember how old. And he was very boisterous. And he was like, "Oh my God. Oh, look at that. Look, isn't that amazing?" And I'm like, "Okay, what, Dad? Like people are looking." And he's like, "Look at that." He said, "That elephant has the power to knock down trees and could easily break that chain. But that tug sends a message to his brain, and that is going to suppress him. That's going to keep him.
Mm.
That chain is going to put a chain on his mind and
Oh,
tell him he cannot do it." And he
wow.
looks at me and he points at me and he says, "Don't let anyone put chains on your mind." And I was
Wow.
like, "Got it."
Psychological chains. That is amazing. And as I mentioned before, now I know for sure. Yeah, you had a heck of a dad. I'd like to
I,
use another word, but no, you had a heck of a dad. And
yeah, I
wow,
did.
just teaching you lessons as you see things, and just for him to be just aware of something like that, you know. I thought for sure you were going to say that going to complain and yell that they had a chain on him, but no, there was a deep lesson in what he saw there. And he's right. The elephant can tear. Yeah, there's no chain that can hold a huge elephant like that. No.
There's no
Yes.
chain that can hold us back. We have a lot
Right.
of power within us.
Right.
And it's
Right.
time for us to start knowing that and embracing that and coming together to flip the game that's being played.
And that is true. It's a psychological game is why people are in these boxes that they're in, and then and then they even blame it. And I'll even speak for people of my color. What I see, yes, there are things, unjust things done. Yes, there are, but not that doesn't to me. And I'm sharing this uh, on this show publicly. That doesn't that is nearly. Let me say this right. That what people do is not nearly as impactful as your own psychological chains that you have on there, because there's things that you can do and navigate and uplift yourself and not just sit there and go, oh well, because of my environment or because of the government or because of the way these people are treating me, I can't do anything. No, no, it's that psychological chain that has you thinking you can't do anything. And
Well,
I think and then that equates to everyone that's in certain situations. Things can happen, yes, but we are powerful. And yes, go ahead, Kathleen.
we are very powerful, and there's trillions of dollars spent on that programming. And so
Exactly.
in my book, I say it's society and they're the villain in the game. And I've had friends say, "Oh, you don't have to have a villain." But that's what helps us evolve. Without dark, you don't know light, and without fear, you don't know love.
Wow.
So it's not
Yes.
about one or the other. It's about embracing each other. And why do you think fear is so bad? If you don't,
Mm,
that's what helps you evolve and transform. And why do
right,
you think darkness is so bad? Without that dark moment, how do you pull yourself out? And
right,
it's learning. It's the people who pulled themselves out to go back and help the others and say,
right,
"Hey, there's light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel," and just see the light, just focus on the light. And that's the game, is pulling each other up,
right.
and helping each other and being service to each other.
Yes, that right there resonates really with me. That's what we're here for. And
Mhm.
that's what I now know. I don't just believe it, I know it. We're here to be of service to all, and I'm thankful what we're doing right now is of service. And some people that maybe may not be on that conscious level yet might only recognize material service, but mental, spiritual, um, you know, that's just as important, if not more, because if you can have people be enlightened, you know, in a way to think, and the energy you give off and how to change your perspectives, that right there is going to open up a whole different world to you, and you will draw your material and physical things, you know, to yourself. So amazing. And now I know this.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to say is always pay attention to where the money is spent. And when the
Mhm.
money is spent to suppress a certain um, demographic,
Right.
that means they have more power than what we realize.
That's amazing. That's amazing. See, you're getting too deep now. I'm gonna have to scale back. No, I'm just joking. But while we are on a limited time, I want to get into your book. So tell us about your book, the title, just a brief summary of what it's about. Of course, don't tell us too much because we got to get it, and also where to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for asking. So
Yes.
it's the game of life. It's redefining your beliefs and discovering your true power. And if you look at the word belief, I use faith and not belief because belief is a hidden in plain sight. It has lie in the middle of it. But the book is basically it goes over 7 of the spiritual laws, like the law of oneness and the law of gender and polarity. And so it does 7 of them, but it gives a dash action. And the dash action is the time you were born, and then there's that dash and the
Mm,
time that you exit here. And so that dash is your whole life. And so start living it. And then it has a game plan in there, but it also talks about going back to your past trauma and healing that and forgiving it and letting it go. And it talks about leaving a legacy and even writing your eulogy every year
oh,
because we do so much. And when you reflect back on like what a difference a year made, we forget all the things that we did, our superpowers that we can leave for our ancestors and those to come. So the game of life. And then I have a course, I have a webinar or training next week, and then I have a course, and that's called Freedom, Speak Your Voice, or Speak Your Truth with Confidence and Courage. And so that's coming up in May, and people can find all my book. You can buy it on Amazon or on my website, and you can sign up for the course or the webinar is on there too. And I've kind of built the website and had a friend help me. So I think it looks okay. It's not, the
yes.
best, but
Give us
that's
excuse me for my interruption, but
mhm.
give us while you're on that subject, give us audibly your website.
Okay. It's www.thegameoflife101.com.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have to put the in. So The Game of Life 101. Because this is
Okay.
kind of like my 101 book.
thegameoflife101.com.
Yes.
Love it.
All my social media is on there. And
Yes.
then I do coaching as well. I coach people individually as
Yes.
well.
Oh, absolutely amazing. So thegameoflife101.com. Click that link, check that address. And oh yes, it will be incorporated in the description of this segment as well, so that people can just read your amazing information and just go right down to that link and click and get right to your website and get your amazing book. So your book on Amazon. So it's the game. What is it again?
It's The Game of Life.
The
And
Game of
then
Life by Kathleen
Kathleen
Acker.
Acker,
Acker. Yes.
Acker
Okay.
Ramsey.
Acker
Yeah.
Ramsey. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because I
Kathleen
have a
Acker Ramsey. So, because if you put The Game of Life in, Florence is going to show up.
Florence Scovel Shin. Yes. And but that's amazing though. I just love, yes. I now that your book is already speaking to me because you have that title, and because that's one of my favorite books is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shin. So now I have to get your book. And
Well,
I'm not
if
going to
you
compare it either. I'm going to,
go out
no,
there,
it's
different.
everything, every book I read is its own unique entity. So, yes,
Yeah.
of course I made a comparison because of the name, but that just steered me towards that because I have such a uh, uh, um, an amazing positive energy in regard to that title. Now it's burned in here. So now I got to get yours now. So
Well, I
amazing.
appreciate that. And if you email me your address, I'll send you a copy signed.
Oh, sure. Yes. But yeah, I want to. Okay. But I want to get it. And also you're uh, um, an associating, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but you helped to write another book as well. What's the title of that one?
That's Success Matters. So, and that's on Amazon, Success Matters. And
Oh,
then
okay.
it was a collaboration. And so my chapter is chapter 7.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to find it real quick. My chapters, it's be the change. And that's what I really
Oh, wow.
promote is people to have a voice and to be the change
Right.
and to
Amazing.
really step into their power because
Wow.
we all have that special gift. We all
Right.
have it. It's not like some people have it.
Right.
And we all have a purpose for being here. And it's really finding that purpose. So that's what I help people do. And being the change kind of goes through the story of, going through the abuse and coming out of it. You know, so
While
it's
using your story, um, yeah, to impact other people. And we all are drawn to stories like that, because we've I in my perspective, we've all been through some type of trauma and hardship. So what better way to encourage someone else is by sharing some of your trauma and then how you triumph and are thriving out of that. So that's absolutely amazing.
yeah. Well,
Yes,
thank you.
yes,
So
yes.
much.
So before we conclude this segment, is there any um, are there any other things you would like to share or anything that you would like to say, any words of encouragement, anything else coming up? Now, you did share that you have a some type of seminar coming up soon on, say that again, please.
On April 29th, I
April 29th.
have a free webinar
Okay.
2 times on that day. And then I have a course coming up in May.
And we can find all of that on your website.
Absolutely.
Okay, so go into the description of this segment, everyone, and click that link. Find out about these webinars and everything else. Amazing.
And
Yeah, go
last
ahead.
words would be I think a lot of people are struggling right now. And so if I could leave anybody out there that's struggling to, to feel it and to embrace it. And then when it's at its lowest, start finding reasons that it's great, that you're grateful. And I know that that sounds crazy because the first time I ever started doing that, I was like, there's nothing to be grateful for, but there is. And so even though I was in a relationship that was abusive and losing my dad and my brother and all of that, the beauty in that, which seems like a mess and tragic, is when you see life differently, you can find the good things in it. And I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be able to help the many people that I have helped, whether it was keeping their jobs or finding their purpose or whatever. I wouldn't be that. Um, and I don't do it. I'm just a guide that helps lead them to the answer within them, you know.
Yes,
So
yes,
in your darkest hour, know and breathe. We stop breathing. We hold our breath when we're under stress, when we're down and out, we hold our breath and we don't move. So in that dark moment, breathe,
yeah,
just breathe, and then move. Start dancing or whatever, ever. Take a walk, dance, whatever, and then know that you can just, I like to say, piss it out because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it can get better if you choose to look at it differently. So hopefully that will help
yes.
someone.
Amazing. I won't even try to add anything to that. Thank you very much again, Kathleen, for gracing us with your amazing presence and just your knowledge, your awareness, your testimonies, your story. Just thank you. I appreciate it very much. I thoroughly enjoy listening to people and just engaging, and hopefully I can add a bit of value as well. But thank you for bringing more value to me, not only myself, but to everyone here watching and in this platform. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I really greatly am honored and blessed to be here. So thank you so much.
Yes, yes. And thank you everyone for watching and/or listening. I appreciate everyone as well, because this is why I do this, for myself and to get this out there to everyone. So I thank you for spending some of your time here watching Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, or listening. Thank you very much. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, share this, help the platform grow, help get these amazing, encouraging, enlightening messages out there, uh, uplift others, and keep this going. Thank you very much. Check out the Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved website as well at 333empower.com. And just until the next episode, see you soon. Love and appreciation to everyone. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved.